What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? If you guys are brand new here, man, you guys don't know what we do. Don't worry, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. We talk about the most scarce and creepiest videos on the net, on the web. That's gonna make us question everything. Seekers, sit back. Let's do what we do best, Seekers. Say it with me, y'all. Yeah, I know what we do. Let's seek the truth.
Rothschild only appeared in government twice. Once for Israel and the other was for boiling milk. Yeah. So heavy metal overload, the thing you've got to do is drink a lot of milk. This protocol for like metal workers. I have metal worker buddies that if they get too much zinc or any kind of metal in them, it's like drink a gallon of milk because the milk flushes your body.
Wow.
The Rothschilds, these like the richest people probably to ever live. They look at the government to speak to get them to like ban regular milk. Like, yeah, they care about your health. Sure, people. No, Rothschilds want to make sure you're eating good pasteurized milk because they really care about your health. Imagine believing that. People that probably believe the Rothschilds care about their health. It's unbelievable. It's like, oh yeah, they just want the best for you. They just really want you to live a fulfilling life. Yeah, right? That's my shit. We have to just try to be good for the Rothschild.
So what I'm hearing is, bro, we just been drinking the wrong milk for our whole lives, man. We're supposed to be drinking real, regular, full, healthy milk. I guess they said it takes away the metals from our bodies, but we're drinking pasteurized milk. Makes you think, man. Why they took it away? This guy's playing tricks on him. That looks like a tree that's moving, bro.
This woman on TikTok did a AI filter where it expands your photo. She uploaded a photo of her cat and dog on her couch. The AI expanded it, and it put a random woman on her couch. Now, she thought that was pretty weird, but she kind of chuckled at it until she started looking closer at the woman, when she realized that this looks a lot like her deceased mother. Here's a photo of her deceased mother for reference. AI kind of creeps me out because I have seen a lot of videos where people will take photos and AI will add something into it. And I've wondered if AI was able to pick up on ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And with this particular occurrence, I think that it might. I mean, that looks a lot like her mom, y'all. The AI generated photo has the same face shape as her mom. It has wavy hair like her mom, even the same hair color. Now, I did see some theories that maybe the AI was able to go into her photos and it just so happened to add a photo of her deceased mother into its program. But I don't know. Because I've seen other instances and stuff like this too. What do you guys think?
Ghost in the Machine.
Purple. You know this is not a naturally occurring eye color.
Yes.
You're good with that.
I am. Let's do it.
Just made the purple open.
That ain't purple, my G.
You're going to really like these. Okay. Ready to see it?
I am.
Purple violet eyes. This has been your dream eye color.
My favorite color since about 13, 14, 15 years old. You don't see how it looks and not just context. You don't see the real deal now.
Here we go.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. Amazing.
How do you feel seeing your eyes like this now?
Well, dream come true. It's definitely a game changer. How you like them, Dad?
Oh, I think they turned out great. It was a custom mix, and I think it is the exact color that you wanted.
Amazing. 1%.
You're the 1%.
You're the 1% and 1% player. I love them.
He said purple. I said, bro, you gotta run me back my money talking about we use a blend. Did that look purple to you, Seekers, man? Seekers, would you guys genuinely like change your eye color, bro? I heard like too many horror stories about people like, going blind or almost going blind after, mess with their eyes, man. So I said, no, from me.
Oh, those are African death masks. I'm not getting rid of them. A week later, his house burnt down.
So what happened?
I had an investigation once. The guy was hearing a lot of people going up and down the stairs in his house, and his dog would just cower in the corner of his dining room. The dog was terrified to go into the rest of the house. It was a townhouse. And I went into his office, and I'm looking at the wall on his office, and I'm like, yeah, what is this? He's like, oh, those are African death masks. And I'm like, that's the cause of your problem right there.
People were dying in these masks. People were getting killed in these masks.
They are masks that back in the old days, they would put over the deceased face and bury them. So these are things that have been dug up that have stuff attached to them. You gotta get rid of these. He's like, not gonna do it. A week later, we watched the news, and he texted me. He goes, oh my God, you were right. His house burnt down, his townhouse. The mask was completely gone, and he had started to box them up. But he wasn't going to sell them. He was just going to keep them.
Think the mask started the fire?
I
He
do.
started boxing them up?
I do, yeah.
What do you think? Bro, what's going up with these freaking sky trails, man? It's a whole ring, bro.
The fuck happened at Coachella this year? Here are the 4 strangest moments you couldn't miss. It's real. People who were there said the whole place felt demonic. And the worst part is that many people actually left the festival scared. First, there's this strange illness no one believed at first, but that ended up affecting everyone again. Almost everyone who went to Coachella got sick. But this time it's a real cough that lasts for a long time, as if something specific was in the air making people stay longer. And at the very beginning of the festival, someone filmed this terrifying video where you can clearly see what looks like a portal flying over the tents before anyone even arrived. No one had ever seen anything like that, especially at a festival like this. Among all the artists who performed, the well-known Sway Lee made a demonic face that terrified his fans. His face literally transformed. Some might say it was just the lighting, but something darker definitely happened there. We've also seen many videos of people running to get out of the festival. They wait a whole year to be there, but end up running away once they realize what kind of place they stepped into. This year was actually calmer than last year's edition. I already made a video about it, and everything that happened back then felt even more demonic. They were lucky it wasn't worse this time.
No way, bro. You are not fixing an airplane wing with some duct tape, my guy.
Oh hell, so check it out. So this guy is saying that they're going like Mach 29, like close to 30,000 miles per hour. But something doesn't quite make sense about that. So if they were really doing that speed, it would take roughly 8 to 10 hours to get back. So just because they can go that fast doesn't mean they're always going to go that fast. But why not? Like, if their bodies can handle it and the little space pod thingy can handle it, why take 3 days, you know, instead of 8 to 10 hours? And then it gets even crazier because look at this. That part leaves when they you know, leave the atmosphere, and that's all that's left is this tiny little pod thing. And look, he makes a good point. Okay, where's the fuel for that, right? It's not down here because that's the heat shield. It's not up here because that's the parachute. And then inside, where's the food for 10 days? Where's the bathroom? Where's the beds? Like, how do they sleep? How does any of that work? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Guys, do you guys think, man, you know, the whole Artemis 2 launch, bro, do you guys think that was legit, or do you guys think, man, that it was fake, man, that they're playing on our faces, bro? Until he actually broke it down, I didn't realize, like, how small, you know, that pod is when they return to Earth was. But he was asking some valid questions, like, I guess where the fuel was, if it's so packed like that, where's the beds, where are they going to eat at? Those were things I wasn't really thinking about until I saw that clip. I need you guys to tell me down below, man. What do you guys think?
In Area 51, underground, they have an entire floor devoted to cloning. A lot of the deep bases, they have an entire floor devoted to cloning. The cloning floor is the one that has the big auditorium and the seating and the arena. They started doing it around 1945. It was all politicians at first, and government and world communications. Then they got bored in these disposable bodies because it loses the novelty really fast. So they started bringing in all these celebrities. All the mainstream artists and all the biggest political people and all the biggest royalties go to this place. They don't realize that it's a contract for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. If you ever have any children, they're included in the contract. They can kill you remotely from the cloning center. If they apply a constant state of pain to your clone, you'll die in real life. It's a terrible, diabolical, nefarious place.
Cloning, okay.
Hold on, y'all. Why is the ground shaking this much near Area 51? They're saying over a dozen earthquakes just hit near Area 51 in the past 24 hours. Over a dozen earthquakes hit near Area 51 in the past 24 hours.
That's not suspicious at all.
See the problem with that? Nobody but me find that a little strange. And yeah, you gonna have people saying, oh, this is completely normal. But this many earthquakes back to back? That's normal? This is the same area that got secret bases, underground bases, that won underground tests, and have like stuff in there that they don't want us to know about. So now you got people online questioning what's going on. Like, is this really earthquakes? Or is it something going on underground? Or is it some weird activities going on around that area in general? Because let's be real, every time something happens around Area 51, either in or just near it, they always say, oh, it's nothing. Nothing. So let me ask y'all, do y'all think this is natural? Or do y'all think something is going on around Area 51 that they don't want us to know? Because a dozen earthquakes in one day is a little crazy.
What's more crazy to me is, man, it wasn't not reported on freaking main news. I found out about this through the clips. That's always interesting sometimes, man, when I think about it. Sometimes I feel like I learn more through these clips than what they put on the actual news, bro. I still remember that event where like they said everybody was gonna, go to towards Area 51 and they was gonna go on a Naruto run. But it just did it outside the base, bro. Cause you guys know, man, I don't think in our lifetime we ever gonna know what's truly in Area 51. Maybe one day in the future, but not now. A meat truck at a funeral home.
Okay, we're at the Colton Funeral Home. What is this over there? A Glen Rose Meat Company at a mortuary.
Eerie.
What does that mean? What? What is that? Some really quality meat products. Marinated portions.
Your needs. So apparently someone saw this on a cruise ship and it's happening and it's just a reflection. It's right there.
What is that?
I don't remember, here's the thing. See, the thing about it is, Cap, I don't think reflections make ripples in the water. I don't think that's it. One thing about it, two things for sure, y'all are really making it hard for me to go take my birthday cruise because that looked like a colossal squid. Did y'all know that people literally thought the colossal squid was a myth for the longest time until, they found pictures of the size of a bus. A bus. Now we know it's there. I already told you in the other episodes that sea gigantism is real, but it only happens at pressures that we as humans cannot get to, so we don't know. I guess my thing is, how can you look out into that vast ocean and think we're the only ones? There's more ocean, right? If I'm correct, there's more ocean on the earth than there is land. So what, 2 and 2 is equaling 4 for me? I don't know how y'all are getting 5. Why do we think it's just, it's just kicks and giggles? Why, really, what was that? And you know what? While I'm at it, I need to look up the update on the Gerald the Dolphin thing because we haven't talked about that in a couple weeks. I'm gonna call y'all back.
Okay. Radio's picking up at the dishwasher? Maybe, I don't know why it's picking up that signal. How does something like that even happen?
New footage is now starting to surface of the scientist that was researching anti-gravity. She's in a complete panic in the video, saying that she was being hit by some kind of energy weapon and she has the burns on her body to prove it. Her name was Amy Eskridge, and she wasn't just working on free energy, she was actually trying to research how to manipulate gravity itself. She claimed that this has been discovered 4 different times, and every single time it was covered up before it could go public. In the video, she's working on a computer that isn't even connected to the internet. She says that somebody is scanning what she's typing through the window, and it's burning her hands while she's typing.
My hands still burn because there's damage, but it's like my body relaxed when we barricaded, and it was like relief, immediately.
Whenever she went to block the window, she said that the burning stopped immediately and there was an outline of her body left on the glass. You can literally see her posture in the window as if it was an x-ray. A former CIA weapons expert on her team identified the exact device, and he said that it was powered by car batteries inside of a vehicle that was parked outside of her home. And actually, for 4 to 5 years straight, she reported multiple different times that an Eastern European man in a Lexus had been parked outside of her house watching. She predicted exactly what they would say. They said it. I'm going to be staying updated on this, so make sure you add me and come back for more.
This guy decides to drop a lawnmower inside of Target, I believe. Yeah, Target. And before he actually got into Target, Y'all know he broke them doors, right? Yeah, he shattered them doors. Throw them over all throughout the stove, sped up out of there, and left with them broken doors. Let's look at this. Because you can do some time for this. Play the video. That ain't funny. I don't see what was funny about that. That's not a prank. You just did damage to that store for no reason. All for what, your viral video? Well, guess what? Guess what? You got your viral video. And guess what else? You're going to have to pay for that. Because now everybody know who you are. I be telling people, man, everybody not built to be on social media. Because y'all end up doing crazy stuff that'll get y'all in trouble. Just go back to work. Clock back in. Clock back in.
Preach.
This ain't for you, bro. It ain't for you. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like and follow for more.
Crazy, man. People be doing anything for fame, bro. Like, riding a lawnmower into like some doors, bro, just for a viral clip. The things people will do, man, to be famous. Like you said, some people, they just not built for this internet stuff, bro. Like, people need to learn that there's a limit to what you can do, bro. There's a line, and you shouldn't cross it. That's definitely crossing the line, man. Just for what? A viral clip, like you said, now you ruined your life forever, bro. It changed the shape.
You gotta talk about this speech Erica Kirk dropped because she just keeps on making it worse for herself. And I think it's pretty clear to anybody with 2 eyes and basic discernment. The way you can see this is every time Erica goes to an event, every time she posts, every time she speaks, she loses support. And I just really want to know, why would she choose to present herself like this? Because people pay attention to this kind of stuff. Because here's the thing, she could step away, take the money, and raise her kids. But choosing to stay in the public eye comes with scrutiny. You don't get to be a boss babe CEO one day, and then when valid criticism starts and people start asking questions, then suddenly you become a grieving widow. Are we just going to forget that Erica decided to capture this moment of her husband for millions to see? An incredibly private moment. Then turns around and attacks journalists for capturing viral moments at a public event. Like at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when she said she just wanted to go home. People are going to point out the hypocrisy. But even beyond that, the way she speaks her body language, it seems like she has a lot of resentment and anger. But in the beginning, she forgave the man that took her husband's life. That shift is what people are noticing. The staring, the emotion that doesn't fully connect, and people are starting to see through it.
What is that? It looks like stay with me, see, because it looks like that that black stuff looks like he was covered off that stuff, you know, from that Doom movie. I guess what's it called, the spice joint. He got out of the freaking tub or something, man. It looked exactly like that, bro.
Astronauts were the first humans to ever touch the moon. And who set up the camera that filmed them stepping off the ladder? Think about that for a second. Because right now, somewhere in your brain, something just shifted. And here's what makes it even wilder. The footage wasn't shaky. It wasn't blurry. It was clean, composed, almost like someone knew exactly where to point the lens before anyone even arrived. And if that doesn't get you, try this one. The moon is 238,000 miles away from Earth. No human had ever been there. No test run. No dry rehearsal on actual lunar soil. Yet the transmission beamed back to every television set on the planet came through clearer than most live news broadcasts today. In 1969, with technology that had less processing power than the calculator sitting in your backpack. How? Here's where it starts to unravel. NASA said 3 astronauts made the trip. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin went down to the surface. Michael Collins stayed orbiting above in the command module.
Who Epstein is?
Oh.
Yes. How do you know about him?
Because he's your dad. You showed me a picture.
Yo, watch your mouth.
Those the Island Boys, right? Yeah. Okay. A new Alan Moore, what the hell? Are they brothers? What the was that?
I just saw a hacker on Instagram get into his city's flock cameras, and he noticed something weird. That the majority of the flock cameras exhibit the exact same behavior. And the behavior is that it reports in 50 times to a specific SSID, but that SSID is hidden. So he uncovers that it's hidden and realizes, oh shit, these things are using Wi-Fi. So is this on a hotspot, or is this actually tethered to the city's infrastructure somehow? And this is important because if they're using hotspots, that's like centralized and less than the flock cameras themselves, right? I hope you get where I'm going with it.
Oh.
This is why you need physical media. Anywho, I'm my PS5 Pro, and my PS5 Pro comes with no disc tray. So meaning all my games I play are legit going to be digital. All these games are digital, and right now we're having some Wi-Fi issues. Right now, using an iPad, they have Wi-Fi something right there. Since I don't have any Wi-Fi at the moment, I can't play no game at all because it can't verify my. This is why, literally, you also be online. This is why physical media, bro. This is why you need physical media. You never know what can happen. Yeah, it's life, y'all. Some goes that. But I ain't gonna lie, game. This is why I got my Switch, bro. One of the main reasons why. There's a little outage going on. I guess I'm gonna chill on. I guess I'm gonna chill on the phone. Probably hold your mind until the outage passes by. But you need to make sure you keep physical media at all costs.
Here's some
Fun fact, bro. I still don't got the PS5 of the big 2026. I know y'all gonna cook me down below, but bro. But I said when I was gonna get the PS5, I said I was gonna get the one with the disc, bro. I'm a physical media freaking person, bro. I don't like you said, how if it's this digital, like you said, you have to always have to have a connection, man. And you know it's licenses, and sometimes you can maybe lose that, bro. But digital disc, you can't take that away from you, man. So, bro, Seekers, buy physical media, man. You want to own your stuff, bro.
Thing nobody talks about. Her original patent actually shows the toilet paper rolling over the top. So for everyone who's been pulling it from the back, you're doing it wrong. The inventor already settled it. Case closed. I just learned that a black woman invented the toilet paper holder. Her name was Mary B. Davidson Kenner. She wanted a cleaner, easier way to store and dispense toilet paper. So she built one. So the next time you reach for toilet paper, think about the foundational black American woman who literally invented the right way to do it. Share this with someone who needs to fix their toilet paper right now.
Never knew that. A black woman made the toilet paper holder. Thank you for your own contribution to society. Whoa, man, you learn something new every single day, man. That's actually mind-blowing, bro. Thank you, man. Because you know we needed that, bro.
This industry, what you must understand is, when you do sell your soul, you are allowed to live forever. And these people that are called youngins, like I was, had no idea that these people still live. They will prey, haunt, kidnap, anything to stay on top. This is their world. They have nothing but time, is what they believe. The art of exchanging spirits, trading spirits.
And then when they do die, they can move their consciousness from their decaying body, from their dead, body to a new clone of themselves. They can basically, they can harness and control and transport the informational bundle that is a soul from one piece of hardware to another, or weaponry to another. They know how to do this, and this is why, like, in all the human myths about Apollo and Aphrodite and whatever, Zeus himself, these gods seem like they live forever. They always look the same, and whereas humans are, being born and dying generation after generation, these Nordics these gods always look the same, because first of all, their lifespans are thousands of our years per body, and then also they can move their consciousness into clones of themselves. So yeah, it's exactly as you describe it. It was done a very long time ago. And these are the people who manage us.
That's crazy, man. Soul
This
transfers?
weekend in Beijing, a humanoid robot just ran a faster half marathon than any human in history. And it wasn't a simulation or a test track. They actually had 12,000 human runners running against 1,200 humanoid robots for over 21 kilometers or 13 miles. And 3 robots actually crossed the finish line before any human did. The winner's called Lightning. It's built by Honor, which is a Chinese smartphone maker, I think a spin-out of Huawei. And it ran the course in 50 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, the current human world record is 57 minutes and 20 seconds, held by a Ugandan runner, Jacob Kiplimo. Think about that. A smartphone maker just beat the fastest human alive. Now, this is the second humanoid half marathon that they've held. I mean, last year it was looking a little sad. These robots looked like they needed a stretcher. And then this year they beat the human world record in 1 year. Now, Lightning did hit a barricade near the end and needed some assistance to get over the finish line. But hey, I can't blame him after running that fast. So here's what this race was really about. Because it wasn't just a race to see how fast these humanoids can run. It was really a data collection exercise at scale, because every robot that ran collected movement data, terrain adaptability, balance recovery, energy management, and of course endurance. And about 40% of the robots were actually operated autonomously. And so every step these robots take are going to be fed right back into the models for the next generation that comes out. So China didn't just build a race. They built a gym for 300 robots and 12,000 unwitting training partners. Beijing's latest 5-year plan specifically calls out humanoid robots. I mean, think about it. 3 companies, AGBot, Unitree, and UB Tech. They're some of the only top-tier vendors that are shipping humanoid robots at scale right now. The robotics data flywheel is going to be the same as the AI data flywheel. Remember, this is exactly how autonomous driving started. The DARPA challenge that happened in 2004, at first it was a desert race with no winners. And then a year later, about 5 vehicles finished. And then a decade later, we're seeing self-driving cars on the public roads. So the race wasn't the point, the data was. And now it makes me think, I don't think there's a US version of this type of humanoid race. That's a startup idea sitting in plain sight if I've ever seen one. Because if you can get access to that data set that you're generating, that's a moat. And again, if you like this sort of thing and want to stay close, join our community Frontier. Link in bio.
That's crazy, man. We got humanoid robot races, bro. But like I said, it's a deeper meaning, man, than just, I guess, setting up a race. They need that data, bro. Right now, like I said, they're just taking baby steps. Before the first race, they was moving slow. Second race, they beat the Peking human world record. What's gonna happen to the third race, bro? Running full sprints, man. The next Olympics, bro, about to be held by robots. It wouldn't surprise me, man, like I said, if we see a robot in the next Olympics, bro. I'm calling it now, bro. You heard it here first. Global Reacts, man.
Pescaria no Rio Dourado, galera. Olha o tamanho daquilo dali, galera. Olha o tamanho dessa cobra, galera.
That's a big anaconda.
Olha o tamanho dessa cobra. Meu Deus do céu, olha o tamanho da cabeça daquela cobra ali, galera. Olha isso, galera. Que cobra linda.
Whoa.
Olha lá, galera, stop.
See y'all, they know that we are waking up now. Have y'all seen this interview yet? First of all, this lady hesitates to ask Donald Trump these questions. Why? Because she knows that it's all a lie. So this lady asked Donald Trump, what does he think about everyone saying that the, Pew Pew was fake, that it was all staged? Trump basically said that he don't care, and he let us know that nothing was real in the first place. World War II? Bro, this is crazy. I've been telling y'all, it's all been psychological.
I hesitate to ask you about this, but as you know, there's conspiracy theories out there on the left and the right that the event was staged or that it didn't happen.
What did last night didn't happen?
That it was because it was your first time there, or that Butler didn't happen. These conspiracy theories that are gaining traction on the internet.
Didn't happen, and many things didn't happen. Yeah, no, I hear it. I don't know. I think they're more sick than they are con people, but there's a lot of con in it too. Well, I haven't heard that last night didn't happen. What usually takes a little bit longer. He said usually it takes a little bit longer. Why? Because we were under the spell. We were asleep. We were drinking the Kool-Aid that was making us. And now we're breaking away from their system, from their spells, and now they're literally telling us. Remember, y'all, all I'm going to say is the pen is mightier than the sword. And who gave us our history? That's why they say it was all a dream, y'all. It's a giant dream. We are literally in a simulation, y'all. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me know down in the comments if you resonate with this, y'all. The shit is here. Let's continue to get it, man. Peace out.
I was like central casting. Hey, you know what? At least central casting. Look at that guy, central casting.
This is central casting. I'm doing a movie. I pick you in general.
Central casting. Central casting. This man's central casting. I watch him all the time. Central casting.
Why you need to stop using your phone when you sit on the toilet. A 24-year-old man from China became paralyzed from sitting on the toilet for too long. He was watching videos on his phone while he sat on the toilet until his family became concerned as to why he was taking so long in there. After 30 minutes, someone came in to check on him and found him on the floor unconscious, and he was rushed to the hospital. At this point, he was already paralyzed. The doctor said that he was in the same sitting position for a long time, which limited his blood circulation in his body. Also, the air circulation in the bathroom wasn't the greatest due to the enclosed space, so when he suddenly stood up, the lack of oxygen to his brain caused him to pass out. But this isn't the first time something like this happened. Another man in China had to be rushed to the hospital when he noticed a ball-sized lump fall out of his anus while he sat on the toilet. It turns out that was his rectum, which was caused by the fact that he sat on the toilet for too long. So doctors have said that when you don't focus on doing number 2, this can lead to constipation, which causes strain and pressure down there. So moral of the story, let's start leaving our phones outside the bathroom.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys. That's a warning sign, man. Don't use your phone in the bathroom, man. We all been guilty of it, including me, but I update my life with these facts, so we won't be doing that anymore.
Things happening in the world right now. Champagne sales are down 15% in 2024, and multiple champagne executives have said that people are just not celebrating as much. This dog went in for a teeth cleaning and was spayed instead. These astronauts were only supposed to be in space for 8 days and now have to stay in space until next year because of new safety concerns. A new study came out and said that when Barbie learned what a gynecologist was, millions of other people did as well. It was recently revealed that this US woman who was tied to a tree in the middle of the forest in India tied herself to it. New research is suggesting that mayonnaise may help us develop perfect nuclear fusion. Remote work is to blame for Google's struggles with AI, according to the former CEO. This man was given 40 sausage rolls for 40 years of service at his job. This woman in her 70s was fired from Home Depot after failing to stop a customer from using a suspicious card to spend over $5,000 in fraudulent charges.
Weird Nature
How's she gonna stop
Facts,
that?
Part 26. The Blue American Rabbit was developed in 1917 by Louis H. Salisbury. Although it's natural, he never revealed what breeds he used to create this variety. In 1998, Honduras built a bridge over the Choluteca River, but the water was rerouted by Hurricane Mitch that same year. This mutated octopus with 85 tentacles was captured on an island near Japan. Known for its protrusible jaw and nail-like teeth, the goblin shark has only been seen about 50 times since its discovery in 1897. In 1493, Christopher Columbus mistook manatees for mermaids and wrote, "They're not so beautiful as they're said to be, since their faces have some masculine traits."
Simple psychological tricks that actually work. If you want someone to give you more information, try staying silent after they answer your question. The awkward silence will force them to continue talking. If you think someone's staring at you but you can't catch them, try yawning. If they also yawn, they've been probably staring at you the whole time. If you're in a conflict with a significant other, try using food to diffuse the situation. Have you ever been mad while eating a pizza? Follow me for more.
No, I haven't.
There's songs you should never listen to. Barney's I Love You song.
I love you, you love me.
Yeah, this is a cursed one. This song can actually send you mad. It has a sick and disturbing past. It's the most overplayed song used by the CIA to torment prisoners. And music used for torture is a pretty interesting psychological concept, and this song makes it pretty easy.
The longest things in the world. Longest English word. Pneumona ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Longest YouTube video, 596 hours. Longest song, Rise and Fall of Bossa Nova, 13 hours long. Longest film, Logistics, over 35 days long. Longest day of 2021, Monday the 21st of June.
This case makes no sense, and the internet is pleading officers to look into the case further. This is the young teen that sadly lost her life after being locked in a Walmart oven. Walmart employees started posting on social media
why her death was suspicious. This employee shows how hard it is for someone to accidentally lock themselves in an oven. Check it out.
These ovens are so hard to shut. From the outside, you have to push them. I'll show you. See that?
Ooh.
So you swing it open too hard when you get something out of the oven. Let's see what happens.
Whereas this talker showed how the door doesn't lock on itself. So someone had to be on the outside that latched it.
It closes by itself. It doesn't. It doesn't latch.
Oh.
It's designed not to do that.
So let's say she did get in the oven somehow, she would be able to get back out. Apparently some of the ovens also have like emergency shutoffs from the inside in case this does happen. So it seems like someone was on the outside that locked her in it. Because even if the door swung closed behind her, it wouldn't have been able to latch itself. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. How do you feel about this case?
I think somebody definitely pushed that door.
Literally makes you prettier. My name is Angel, and I've been studying in the field of psychotherapy the past 7 years, as well as being a makeup TikToker. And guess what? I just got out of a lash appointment because I cried all of my lashes off this month. And am I mad at myself? Not one bit, because psychologically, crying is a sign that you're healing, not a sign that you're broken or weak. Why? Because your body is designed with something called lacrimal glands. Lacrimal glands are activated when you cry. When your lacrimal glands are activated, your body immediately goes from a state of fight or flight to rest and digest. Your body and your brain are literally threatened when you're in a state of fight or flight, but when you're in a state of rest and digest, you are healing. Your brain becomes prettier and healthier when you feel your emotions deeply. Don't feel wrong for crying. You're actually going in the right direction.
What if I told you that
Good
your cat
advice.
was a secret spy that was sent by the government? I know this sounds absolutely insane, but hear me out. In the 1960s, there was a CIA program called Operation Acoustic Kitty. The goal was to quite literally use cats as spies. The idea was they would implant these transmitter devices in the cat. They would eavesdrop on Soviet Union conversations. The CIA believed that cats blended in more than other animals, and that they could easily be trained to approach targets and transmit audio. This project cost $20 million, and the first spy cat was hit by a taxi. Rest in peace. In order to do this, the CIA implanted the radio transmitter into the base of the cat's skull and sewed a microphone into its ear canal and embedded an antenna into the tail of the cat. Here's an x-ray photo for reference. This is like a literal monstrosity. Like, they're literally ripping apart these animals and like putting an antenna in their tail. And the way that they were going to control the cats is by using audio cues. Thankfully, there were a lot of complications with this like operation, and they ended up closing the project in 1967. It feels so bad for these little kitties. Follow for more.
Psychology hacks to read anybody
Insane.
like a book. When he agrees with you, but he's shaking his head, he's definitely lying to you. When somebody sits back in their chair, they're showing that they're tired of the conversation. When they're rubbing their hands together, it means they have a positive feeling about something. Follow me for more.
Okay, you know where that be came from. Slice Adams. That thing about the cats was insane, man. What is it with the CIA, man? They're trying to make animals into spies. I just don't think it can work.
Facts about Earth that will make you question everything. The ocean contains about $770 trillion worth of gold, which is enough money to build your own ocean in your backyard. The hottest place on Earth is Death Valley, California, and it's reached temperatures as high as 134 degrees Fahrenheit. And while we're on the subject of temperature, Antarctica can reach 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. And this is the Kitti's hognose bat, which is the smallest mammal on Earth.
This is the smallest prisoner in the world, and you will not believe what this guy actually did. Back in 2015, a group of kids were left home alone after the mother and father went out to get some pizza, when the young boy put his baby sister in the oven. Now, you've probably seen these videos about this story all over social media. Now, although some of the information in these videos is completely fake, the majority of this story is actually 100% true. So the kids were left home while their parents went out, and they decided to put the baby sister, who was like 18 months old, in the oven. Reportedly, one of them opened the door and shoved her in there, while the other one turned the heat and made it hot. Reportedly, when the parents came home, smelled some sort of cooking, and it wasn't good. Now, the kids had been playing around and playing a game. They didn't know what the oven was, so it was meant to be a prank and a game between them with no parental supervision there. It went very, very wrong. Now, the parents were actually charged because of this, and the kids, of course, were far too young to even be investigated, really. And both the parents were actually charged with 2 counts of endangering a child and murder.
Do you know why Michael Jackson's skin became so white? Michael had a medium brown skin tone as a kid and teenager, but in 1983, when Michael was 24 years old, his skin started to change colors and it was scary. Random spots appeared on his skin and they gradually lost their pigment. In 1986, Michael's doctor informed him that he was suffering from a skin disorder called vitiligo. Vitiligo gives people white patches on their skin and makes them sensitive to sunlight. This is why Michael often walked under umbrella and wore hats that shaded his face. Apart from vitiligo, Michael Jackson also struggled with lupus, which is another kind of disease where the immune system mistakenly attacks its own tissues. To treat his conditions, Michael used skin creams and makeup to hide uneven color patches on his skin, but many people criticized Michael and said he was trying to become white, but Michael had his own reasons, and he explained them.
I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. Is something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
Facts that I wish.
Never knew that. I mean, you know, people, they have their theories, man, about, you know, Michael Jackson, I guess, recovered another person because I didn't know, like I said, he had a skin disorder. Hey, man, we all gotta do our facts. We all gotta do our research, bro. That's interesting.
Wish I didn't know. When you die, the last thing to go is your hearing. So as all your other mortal sensations are leaving this world, the last thing you're ever going to experience are the sounds going on around you, which very well could be like your family members crying or cheering. By the year 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish. When pigs get a cold, like a cough, very often they will shoot their intestines out of their anus, and farmers have to, like, stuff it back in.
Yeah. I never knew that.
Ridiculous facts that will make you laugh. A woman earlier this year brought a baby hedgehog to a wildlife hospital thinking that it was hers, but in reality it was actually just a baby. Queen Elizabeth one time actually accepted an invite to a random wedding that invited her. In the 1980s, an army supply clerk accidentally ordered a $28,000 anchor instead of a $6 lamp because of a mistype in an order number. What? There was a rumor that Stephen Hawking would deliberately run over people's toes that he didn't like. He denied the rumor by stating that it was malicious and that he would run over anybody's toes that spread it. Animal Planet aired a fake documentary about mermaids that made thousands of people convinced that they were real. Twice. And it wasn't even on April Fool's Day. It was in May 2012 and May 2013. It was the most watched telecast on Animal Planet since Steve Irwin's memorial 6 years before. This teenager's art was not discovered by his parents for multiple years until they looked at their house on Google Earth.
What the? Why would he put that on top of the house, bro? I even did it. Slap the mess out of me, bro. What the hell?
Are your toys alive?
What did I just walk into?
Would you ever roll
Edit.
me? New fear unlocked.
It's too realistic.
Gotta be careful here. Well, that puts an end to my tarpon fishing. Wow.
You're a brave soul.
Get back.
is a horror game about...
That's exactly what I would have did, Seekers. I'm especially was that alligator crocodile? It don't matter. I'm hitting it just as soon as I see something come out that water. Like I said, we the bird still even standing there, man. I would have been gone.
About trying to survive your sleep paralysis demon. Let's talk about a horror game called Silent Still. The entire point of this game is that it's trying to recreate the feeling of having sleep paralysis. And while your character can walk around during the day, at nighttime when you go to sleep, you cannot move. You are completely frozen. All you can do is look around your room while your sleep paralysis demon walks about. It basically tries to recreate that feeling of helplessness. One of the interesting parts about this game, though, is that it actually tries to tell a story. During this time, your character is discovering that they have sleep paralysis, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with it. There are 3 nights, 3 sleep paralysis sessions that you have to get through in this game, and a few of them scared the absolute hell out of me. I don't want to spoil anything, especially because the last night takes the game in a completely different direction than I was expecting, but I do have a full playthrough of this game on my channel. I hope you know that you have a lot to be proud of about yourself, and I'm proud of you simply for the fact that you haven't given up.
All the horror news that you probably missed.
I have to check that out.
This found footage movie series just announced a new installment. We'll be getting Hell House Lineage, and it's supposedly the last but scariest Hell House movie. Hell House Lineage will take place right after Hell House Origins, the Carmichael Manor. So watch this one if you want to be all caught up in time for the new movie. If you're a fan of Hill House, Midnight Mass, or Fall of the House of Usher, then you probably know that Mike Flanagan is now making shows for Prime Video. And his next project is an 8-episode miniseries based on Carrie by Stephen King. I'm a fan of literally all of Mike Flanagan's Stephen King movies, so here's some bonus recommendations. I already know that Carrie is going to be amazing. Creep is one of the best found footage horror movies on Netflix, so I'm very excited for the Creep Tapes, which will be a found footage TV series, where every episode is another one of Peach Fuzz's previous victims that we haven't seen before. Longlegs, Saw, and Stephen King is a match made in hell, and I am so here for it. Because the director of Longlegs, Osgood Perkins, will be directing The Monkey, based on a short story by Stephen King and produced by James Wan. Neon actually sent me a sneak peek of a kill scene from this movie. Even though I definitely can't show it on here, I will say that it got me so excited to see the rest of the movie. This one is going to be a bloody good time. In a Violent Nature went super viral all over social media when it first came out. And one of the cast members just announced that there will be a sequel in A Violent Nature too. Hopefully it'll have even crazier kills than the first one, but I have no idea how they're going to top this scene. And that's...
This photo is of the most dangerous man on Earth, the Cincinnati Crawler. This actual photo was captured by the family back in 1974 after this man entered their house, and escaping shortly after the photo was taken. So in 1974, the Johnson family lived in Cincinnati. It was a quiet neighborhood, they had a nice house in the middle of the countryside, not much went on here, until they started noticing very strange things happening. Their 14-year-old daughter would regularly say that she would see these eyes outside of her window at night, peering in, staring at her. And with most nights the sounds of banging and footsteps, which they thought was just rats or some kind of pipes. Till one night, their youngest son was laying in bed, ready to go to sleep. The family dog would regularly come in to sleep with the young boy and just stay on his bed, but he felt the dog jump up onto his bed slowly and went to pet it. But it wasn't the dog. That was when he spotted this guy at the end of his bed, just standing there. After everybody had spotted him, the man ran out of the house and has still never been found. Though reportedly 4 other young children had gone missing in this area at the same time in the 70s, which police believe he could have been responsible for. On top of this, in the 60s and 70s, there was a lot of human experiments going on in the exact same place.
Psychology hacks to read anybody like a book. If somebody is closing their eyes when talking to you, they're probably hiding something. When a person covers their mouth, it means that they don't want to say what they're thinking. When a person is rubbing their chin, they're trying to make a decision. Follow me for more.
That's just in facts, man. I always write those down. Those psychology facts, man. You can analyze a person by learning those, I guess, traits that people be doing when they're talking to you. I wasn't that it. Oh, what the hell?
Yes, you saw that right. The moon was just hit by a giant meteor and exploded. We
We have at least 24 hours to prepare before fragments of the moon reach Earth. Expect massive meteor showers and some pieces big enough to take out entire cities. Media is reporting that without the moon's gravity, our oceans are about to be unpredictably wild. Tsunamis will strike coastal lines around the world, and if you live near a coastline, get you and your family to higher ground as soon as possible. They are also saying the Earth's tilt and rotation will start to wobble. This means insane, unpredictable weather and extreme storms that can cause chaos. You need to stay inside and safe, because now that people think the world is ending, there will be riots, loots, and people just not listening to the law at all. Things are about to get very scary very fast. I'm not gonna lie, bro, we just all gotta stick together right now. Take care of your family and take care of each other, man. I don't know what to do. Please share this video because this was just a prank. It's creepypasta, and you can really scare your friends with this.
Crazy things happening in the world right now. Zoom, the app widely used for remote work, is telling its employees that they need to come back to the office.
What?
For Mental Health Awareness Week, McDonald's changed their Happy Meal to just the meal. The Red Lobster found a rare orange lobster in their batch and decided to donate it to the Denver Aquarium. Florida put new state line signs that welcome drivers to the free state of Florida. Japan is running surveys on their young people, asking them why they're not getting married amid a population crisis in the country. The OceanGate co-founder said that he wants to dive to the portal to hell that sits in the Bahamas. Costco is now selling apocalypse buckets where you get 150 servings of food that will last for 25 years. 65,000 coffee mugs randomly went missing in a Tesla factory. A recent study published says that young adulthood is no longer the happiest time of a person's life. Another study published that you actually can't have too much money, and that billionaires are significantly happier than millionaires.
Let's talk about the cannibal that made a real-life snuff film. So on May 29, 2012, mysterious packages began arriving at various businesses around the Montreal area in Canada, including an elementary school. Each of the packages contained the severed and decomposing remains of a 34-year-old man named June Lin. Police were able to trace June's last known whereabouts to the apartment of 30-year-old Luca Magnotta. Now, Luca was a man who was so obsessed with getting famous that he was willing to do the most disgusting and vile acts imaginable just to get people talking about him, which included posting videos of himself online torturing and unaliving kittens. Police were able to determine that June had been unalived on May 24th, 5 days before his severed limbs were mailed to police, and using that information, they discovered something even more disturbing. On May 25th, the day after June was unalived, Luca actually uploaded a video to the website bestgore.com entitled One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. The video depicted June Lin tied to a bed completely naked, and Luca standing over him before stabbing him repeatedly in the chest and the neck with an ice pick. Afterwards, the video depicts Luca decapitating June and then cutting off his arms and his legs. From there, the video gets even worse, and it shows Luca using June's severed head and his severed arms to masturbate himself. After that, Luca is seen cutting chunks of flesh and meat away from June's buttocks and then feeding them to his dog and also attempting to eat them himself. Luca stated he did all this in an attempt to get famous and that he was not sorry at all for what he did, and he's currently serving life in prison.
So this is widely considered to be one of the most credible paranormal experiences in U.S. history. For upwards of 88 different witnesses, independent witnesses, within a 72-hour period in this home who claimed to experience some sort of phenomenon. The home was occupied by the Gooden family. Very normal, very suburban, husband and wife and their 10-year-old daughter at the time, Marcia. What was interesting was that the occurrences in the house actually dated back to 1968 when the family heard scratching and unexplained knocking coming from inside their walls. In November of 1974, a crowd appeared in front of the home because there was something unexplainable going on inside. A collection of 5 different officers were called to the home, all of whom claimed to see appliances lift off the ground and levitate. People claimed to see the cat talk. People claimed that objects were flying off the walls, dishes were smashing on the floor. Even Ed and Lorraine Warren showed up to the home. Given all of the police reports and the records of this incident and how it has gone unexplained for so many years, what do you think really happened?
That house had some bad juju, some bad energy or something, man. But they say that there was multiple witnesses too confirming that. I believe it. Weird things have happened. Seekers, if you guys made it with me to the end of the video, you're a true one, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. Like I said, make sure you leave a thumbs up in this video. Comment down below. Follow me on my social medias. You guys are going to catch you in the next one, man. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.